Have a happy Wednesday. Have a great day.
Thank you very much for our wonderful intros, a wonderful community to be a part of. As I always say, helping each other to fly. If you were listening in a little bit before the class, we heard a wonderful idea about these people that help animals to experience flight after they're no longer able to do so. So maybe that's sort of a little metaphor for our class today, helping each other to experience the fullness of our bodies, of our souls, our spirits, and our hearts here. So that's what we're doing. We have our typical schedule for our class today. We're going to start off with a warm-up and then a bunch of exercises out of our seated position, and then moving into that standing position as we get more warmed up, more confident, more comfortable. And then we will end with a period of meditation today. So not much else to say besides let's jump into it. We'll start off with a nice little warm-up, moving from the top of our body down to the bottom. To start off, we want to be sitting towards the front of our chair, good upright posture, chest open, back straight, sitting up, deep breaths, mindful throughout, trying to keep those big smiles on our faces, realizing that this is an enjoyable, engaging, energizing experience. So let's just start off with a few little neck rolls. So we're just going to bring our neck down, lean over slightly with our neck, and then just do a slight half circle over to the left side. Holding there for a second. Gently moving through a slow circle down to the other side, just going halfway for now. Holding there for a moment. Continuing to sit upright, deep breathing throughout. Let's do a gentle circle over to the left side. Gentle rhythmic breathing. Good posture. Let's do a gentle half circle to the other side. Breathing into our nose throughout these exercises, exhaling out of our mouth. Going to the left side. Let's go to the right side. Hang out there, and this time if you want to add a little more to the stretch, take that left arm and just extend that left arm out slightly, keeping good posture. Should help you to feel that stretch a little bit more deeply. And with these stretches, it's always a good idea on the exhale to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. That's a good time to increase the stretch. So if you're looking for even more of a stretch, let's just take that right arm, a little bit more of a stretch, gentle pull, not pulling down so much as away from the shoulder and the arm here. Good, let's release that, coming over to the left side, gentle half circle, ear coming down to the shoulder. Let's extend that right arm out, increasing the stretch a little bit. Let's get that left arm involved with a gentle pull away from the other arm, increasing that stretch, but we still got good posture, deep breathing, big smiles. Good, and then release that neck stretch. Wonderful. That's our first move. Moving on, we're going to do something coming out of a little yoga move. Cat Campbell's just turning to the side to show you this. We're going to be sitting upright towards the front of our chair. My arms are going to be in towards my waist. And then I'm going to go into the cat position of the cat camel. So nice. We got concave and convex circles here. And then pulling in to the cat position. So good open, coming forward to the camel, coming back into the cat. Could be a gentle, simple move at first, nice and slow, but increasing the range of motion as we go. Working out that thoracic spine, the upper and middle spine. Coming over into the camel position, trying to round that spine, coming back in the other way. Let's do two more on these. Excellent pause there and release, returning to a nice center position. That's our second little warm-up exercise. Cat camels, great for the back. Great move to do throughout your week. Let's go into some overhead raises, sort of a sun salutation out of our yoga tradition. So sitting up towards the front of our chair, knees out a little bit here, reaching up overhead, coming up, reaching our palms together, good stretch overhead. And then a gentle exhale, bending over, coming into a full stretch here, trying to reach down to our knees, our calves, our ankles, wherever we could get. Holding that stretch for a moment. And then working our way up our body, returning into a center position, inhaling ahead, inhaling overhead again, arms coming together. Exhale, reaching over, bending over. Stretching that lower back. Working our way, using our body to get back to a center position. Let's extend those legs out slightly. So our heels are going to be out, and let's just reach up overhead. Holding that for a second, and then wherever you could get to, more of a hamstring stretch. So reaching down, supporting yourself, getting down as low as you could go. As low as is comfortable. Nice hamstring stretch here. And let's work back up the body, returning to the center again. Inhaling overhead. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhaling out, going down into a deep stretch. Using our arms for support if we need them. Getting down to wherever we can go. If you could touch your toes, great. If you're just to your knees or your ankles or your calves, that's fine as well, wherever you could get to right now. And then returning to center, shaking things out, getting loose. A few sort of yoga poses to start our day, taking some inspiration from yoga for these first few warm-ups. One more move coming out of a similar tradition. Let's just start off with a little leg extension. So just extending our leg out and then just doing some gentle ankle circles. Go in whichever direction you like. You could do circles. You could do gas pedals, pushing down on the gas. You could go side to side. Just working that ankle out in whatever way feels good to you. Gentle circles are a good start. Working in some other movements as you feel the need. Good. Let's switch to that right leg. Still got good posture throughout this. Still breathing steadily. Again, right circles with this right ankle here. We could do gas pedals, pushing up and down. We could go side to side. And then put that right leg down. Now sitting towards the front of our chair, good posture throughout this, a little temptation to slump or slouch on this. Let's pick up our left leg here. You could grab as I'm doing on the shin. If it's more comfortable to grab at the hamstring, whatever's comfortable just to get that leg up while you're still sitting upright. Let's just do some gentle ankle circles from there. And let's go the other way. Now, still holding this, I want you to release the right arm. Keep working those ankle circles if you can. Still trying to sit upright. And then let's release that left arm and see if you could hold it. If you can't, that's okay. We're still warming up here. But if you could hold that and engage the core for a second, then let's put that left leg down. A little extra core work, warming up the full body. That's already getting me nice and warmed up, starting to sweat a little bit, which is exactly what we want. Let's keep the right side up to snuff here. So we're going to lift that right leg up in whatever way is comfortable. Reminder, sitting towards the front of the chair, good upright posture. Let's just get some good ankle circles going. Both directions, whatever's comfortable. Good upright posture, engaging our back to keep that leg in. And let's release the left arm. Holding there for a second. And then let's release the right arm. Trying to maintain that good posture. That right leg staying nice and high. And then release it down. Excellent. Some good moves there. We move from the top of our body. We hit our necks, our shoulders, our back, our cores, hips, hamstrings, ankle. Great warm up. Use that for yourself throughout the week. Anytime you need to get warmed up, if you'd like. Now we got 2 sets of our seated exercises here. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, the Tabata method. We got 5 exercises. Our first exercise will just be a nice, simple high march. Getting that blood moving a little more, getting the breath flowing, just still getting warmed up, coming out of our opening stretches. And we're going to do pull down. So sitting upright, nice and alert, pulling that big weight down, flexing those lat muscles, the back muscles, pulling down with our biceps, using our mind to get the muscles going hard. Then we'll do clam shells, pushing open. Working the hip extensors here. Then we're going to stir the pot. So we're going to imagine we got a nice pot in front of us, and then we'll get the pot nice and big, move it out, and then we'll go in the other way. So we're just going to pretend we're stirring a big, heavy, thick soup right in front of us. We'll get that cauldron bigger and bigger going into Halloween as we go. 5th exercise will be a double leg and overhead extension or overhead raise. So sitting upright and alert, we're going to get double leg extension, overhead raise. Nice hold there, engaging the core, nice full body movement. Those are 5 exercises, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Let's jump into that, starting together with our march, sitting towards the front of our chair. Let's jump into it together in 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe coming out of the warm up, we're still trying to get warm. So this is a good movement to start, just getting the legs off the ground, picking them up as high as we could go, moving the elbows, getting the elbows nice and high. Nice extension of our warm up here. Getting us into more intense exercises, more intense activity as we go. We got about 10 more seconds working hard. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. That's our first exercise. Second exercise will be pull downs. Good posture. We're going to reach up overhead, pull down, get those forearms involved. But really imagine squeezing, get the biceps involved, the back, all those muscles, using the mind muscle connection to get them working nice and hard. Really imagine you're pulling down a big weight. Let's go into that in 3, 2, 1. Reaching up overhead, pulling down nice and hard. So really emphasize the pull down on this. It might look like we're doing an overhead press because we don't have weights, but really emphasize the pull down on this. That's the muscle group we're working. That's the movement we're trying to work here. About 10 more seconds. Three, 2, 1. Excellent. 20 seconds of rest. And then we're going into clam shells. So we're going to push in with the side, those big chest muscles pushing in, using our legs to work against them, to open up, work those hips, work those glutes, to open those legs up. And my heels and my feet open up a little bit with that as well. Let's jump into 40 seconds of work in 3, 2, 1. So resisting our legs opening and then going back in gently. Resist the legs opening, going back in gently. Deep breathing throughout all this, guys. Big smiles, feeling more and more energized, feeling the whole body come to life, all the muscles waking up. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Next up is just going to be a simple stir the pot. So let's imagine that we got a nice thick soup ahead right in front of us. Halloween's coming up. Maybe it's a big cauldron. Let's start in tight and really work those tight abdominal muscles, keeping everything in tight. And then as we go through each move, we'll get bigger and bigger. So let's go in one direction. Pick one direction. I'm going counterclockwise. Let's do that for the full 40 seconds on this first set. On our second set, we'll go in the opposite direction. But let's start in tight and get bigger as we go. And really imagine there's some resistance there. Again, that mind-muscle connection. Let's jump into that together in 3, 2, 1. So nice, tight, small cauldron here, tight circles. Imagine this a nice, thick, whatever soup going on in there. So really working against it. And as we're going, let's just get a bigger and bigger circle going. Now we got a big sort of Halloween cauldron in front of us, reaching around, stirring that. Another 5 seconds of work here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Remember, we'll go in the opposite direction on that next set. I went counterclockwise. Just remember what you did and do the opposite the next time. Last move in our first round is going to be a double arm raise. We're going to be raising our arms, not pushing, not pressing overhead, but raising in front as we raise our and extend our quads here. So double leg extension with a double arm raise all the way up in the air. And then hold there for a second. 40 seconds of that. Good hold at the top, good squeeze, good position hold. Remembering that good posture. Let's go into that in 3, 2, 1. All the way overhead, double extension, coming back down. Good hold above. Trying to point those toes to the sky. Keep our posture, our torso nice and strong, reaching high. Good extension at the quads. Good squeeze in the legs. A few more reps on this, guys. Working hard to the end here. Let's pause in 3, 2, 1. Good hold to finish. And good. That's our first round. Excellent work. We'll do another round of that now. And now that we're comfortable with the exercises, really let's push ourselves on these. Push that mind-muscle connection, really squeezing, working the muscles, imagining that there's a big, strong weight there that we're working against. And that's going to get these exercises feeling nice and intense to get us into this Wednesday. Always a good time to grab a sip of water in these little breaks here. But you're always certainly welcome to take a break whenever you need it. If a particular exercise gets too intense, take a little break, stretch out, take a big smile, take a big breath, take a sip of water. Okay, we got those 5 exercises again. I will have an alternate one. I forgot to sort of an alternate form on the 5th exercise. So if those double leg raises were a little too hard, working a little bit too much, we could always do just one side at a time. Might be a little easier for you if that was a little too intense, if you didn't get into a good feeling position, but I'll leave that choice up to you. But we got marches, we got our pull downs, we got our clam shells, we got our stir the pot. We're going to go in the opposite direction, and we got those leg and arm raise for our 5th exercise. So let's get right into it. Got marches coming up in 3, 2, 1. Just getting those legs off the floor, getting those elbows nice and high. Good pace on this. 5 more seconds here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Those are our marches. Coming up next is pull downs. Good posture, upright torso, reaching gently up overhead. That's not where we're working. Then we're working on the pull down. Gentle reach up overhead, work on the pull down. That's the goal here. Let's go right into it. In 3, 2, 1. Reaching up overhead, pull down. And we're working that grip, squeezing the hands on the way down, the forearms, the biceps, working the lat muscles, the back muscles. That's what we're working hard on this. We still got another 15 seconds here or so, guys. Working nice and hard, work those back muscles. Good squeeze at the end. Three, 2, 1. Excellent. 20-second break. And we're going into clam shells, pushing in from the sides, working out those hip muscles, glute muscles to open up the legs. Always gathering ourselves during our rest period, deep, steady breathing. Move into the next exercise in 3, 2, 1. Working against our own body, using those powerful chest and shoulder muscles to make our hip extensors and glute muscles work even harder. Let's break in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. 20 seconds of rest. Then I'm going to do I did counterclockwise. I'm going to do a clockwise stir the pot, starting in nice and tight, and then over as we go through the 40 seconds. Nice big round stir there. Really, again, imagine there's some resistance. Get all those core muscles engaged, shoulder muscles engaged. That's what we're looking for here for 40 hard seconds of work. So let's go into that together in 3, 2, 1. Starting off nice and tight, but imagine it's a really thick soup or something. A lot of resistance there, tight circles. Holding a good posture. Gently, and as we go, just little by little, increasing the size of the circle, but keep that tension. Imagine it's just as hard. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. One more exercise. Double leg extension and overhead raise. Trying to keep good posture throughout. If that feels too difficult, we can do alternating arms. Just make sure you're doing both sides. So opposite arm with the opposite leg. That's certainly a perfectly good substitute. And I always respect and trust you to make the best decisions for what version of an exercise is working for you. But we'll move into that together. I'll turn to the side just so you can get a side look at this here. Sitting towards the front of our chair. And let's go into that. In 3, 2, 1. Full extension overhead, trying to keep good posture. Pointing the toes overhead. Good extension at the quads. Deep breathing throughout, big smiles. We got about 10 more seconds here, guys, but let's try to finish on a good hold. So let's finish in this position. A few more reps here, and we're going to do a nice long hold at the end here if you're with me. And on this rep, let's go into a nice hold. Hold up top here. Hold that good L position. Nice and strong. A few more seconds, guys. Stick with me. We'll break in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. You were good with me on that. Good work on the hold at the end there. If not, that's fine. That's a tough exercise, but it was great to push ourselves on our second and last round of the seated exercises. We're going to do a little squat to stand in a moment. Just always practicing that squatting out of a chair, getting into and out of a chair. Really important movement for us. Let's just grab a quick deep breath here and a calm down. I know I need it after that last set. And then we'll get into our standing exercises. So moving into our standing exercises, we're just going to do a squat to stand. So we're just practicing getting into and out of the chair at our own pace, 40 seconds, maybe a minute here. Let's try varying the way we get into and out of a chair. So try some wide squat stances, try some more narrow. I'll turn to the side so you can see that. The key here, guys, is always trying to use our legs to get into and out of the chair, not trying to bend over and torque our back. A good squat position. So for about a minute, let's just do that on our own, practicing on your own, varying the way, the width of your stance, feeling how a good squat feels getting into and out of the chair. Let's just do that for a minute at our own pace. So much of our life is spent around chairs, next to chairs, in chairs, working in chairs, whatever it might be, traveling. And so many of us have compromised posture, I would say, getting into and out of chairs. So working this basic movement, getting us nice and strong will mean we're healthier and happier in our relationship to chairs all around our life. A few more seconds to work here, guys, and let's just finish on a standing up rep. So let's just finish in the standing position. And let's finish standing. Excellent, guys. There's about a minute of extra squatting work there. That'll go a long way. Good time to grab a drink of water. I'm going to adjust my camera. Good, excellent. Okay, we have 5 standing movements, barring from our first set. We're just going to start off with some marches. This is just good basic cardio, getting that heart moving, full body exercise, nice and high with the elbows, nice and high with the knees. That's what we're looking for there. Then we're going to do 3 more what I would call isolating exercise. We're going to focus in on particular muscles. And so the first is going to be a lateral hip raise. So we're just going to use that chair for support. Good squeeze out on the side without tipping over. Want to maintain that good posture and just a good engagement of those external rotators of the hip. We'll do both sides. So we'll do the left side in the first set, right side in the second set. We definitely have time for both sets. Next move will be a calf raise. So just standing at the back of the chair. Nice calf raise. Second option is to get into a nice crouch position if your chair is nice and sturdy, and to do the calf raise from there. Just gives you a little bit more of a range of motion if you're looking to make that movement more difficult. Third exercise will just be a hamstring curl. So again, using the chair, squeezing nice tight in the hamstring, squeeze it up, good flex in the hamstring. Again, we'll do our left leg, first set, right leg, next set. Then we're going to work out of a little yoga pose here. Just taking inspiration of yoga for our warm-up and just thought about this movement I love. We're going to get into a warrior pose. Let me just show you what that looks like. We'll use the chair, but my right leg will be pointing straight. My left leg will be pointing at an angle. And then we're going to just work through some stretches. We're going to hold that. We're going to put our arms out to the side. We'll reach up overhead, a few variations. But we'll keep that chair in front of us for support. So we know that chair is always there. I'll try to change the camera angle so you can see the different things I'm doing. But just know this is what we're going for. and I'll talk you through that when we get to the movement. But that's enough of me talking a lot right now. We got 4 exercises we definitely know, and then one new one with that warrior pose that we'll try out, working both legs between the first and second set. But let's jump into our first move, which is marches. Let's go right into that for 40 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Just bring it up nice and high. Getting those elbows nice and high, knees nice and high. Our breath should be working up in this, but we're staying mindful and focused, keeping those big smiles on our faces. Got about 10 here left. We'll break in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Next up is going to be a lateral hip raise. So we're going to use the chair, keep our good upright posture, extending that left hip out. We'll do all our work on this left leg, and then we'll switch up to the right leg on the next set. So we got a little bit of rest here. Always good time to really consciously calm our breathing and center ourselves for the next exercise, which we'll get into in 3, 2, 1. So just good squeeze out on that hip. Should feel the outside of your hip working, the glutes as well. So getting the butt involved, getting those big, powerful glute muscles involved. Does not need to be an incredibly big range of motion. We're trying to stay upright here and just working those muscles with a good squeeze. It's certainly always helpful and appropriate to feel the part of your body that you hope to be working and see, is it working? Are the muscles contracting? Are they squeezing? Are they involved? And if not, a little just gentle touch will help you to maintain that mind-muscle connection we've been talking about. A few more reps here. And pause. Excellent. Next up will be our calf raise. So certainly if you want to just be in tight to the chair, full extension coming up onto the toes, good squeeze at the top. The calf muscles like a good squeeze. But if you feel like you got a little bit more range of motion left in the tank there, coming out into a nice crouch using this chair will help you to work that full range of motion. We got 40 seconds of work coming up here. Good squeeze on the top of those reps, everybody. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. You know, those calf muscles working. Another 10 seconds here, guys. Three, 2, 1. Excellent. One more isolation movement before our last good isometric hold. So we're going to isolate the hamstrings now. Back of the thigh, underside of the thigh. We're going to just squeeze that, lift that heel up to the sky. Good squeeze at the back of the thigh, engaging the glute, hamstring muscles. And we'll do that for 40 seconds, starting together. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good squeeze back here. Turn into the ground. And fully placing that foot back onto the ground into a full squeeze, working the full range of motion of the hamstring. Excellent work out there. Isolating movement for now, just focusing on that one part of our body. Let's pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So reminder, this chair is going to be towards the right side of my body for support. So I'm using that chair for support. But my right leg on this next movement is going to be pointing directly in that direction, away from my body. My left leg will be pointing out at a 45-degree angle. A little bit of a move out of yoga if you've done yoga before. But basically, we're in a nice wide lunge, as wide as we could get that's comfortable, using that chair for support. So that chair is always in front of us. And so now we're going to work this pose for about 40 seconds. So let's everybody get into that, and we'll start our time now. But just holding here for the start. And then let's try to extend our arms out. Always knowing we could reach for that chair if we need to. On the balls of our toes. And let's try to reach over if we can, always holding onto that chair if you need it for balance support, but trying to reach that left arm up overhead, able to look up at that arm. And then if we could look for an even deeper stretch here, we could still use support with that left arm, and we could drop the right arm down towards our knee. So you can see that my right arm is down towards my knee here, if we're able to get into this part of the stretch. If not, you could stay up where we just were. We're going to hold for 10 more seconds here. And we'll take a pause in 3, 2, 1. Returning back to center, using the chair to come back to a good standing position. So that's our first set of standing exercises done. On the second set, we'll work all the opposite muscles. So we got some isolation movements coming on our right leg, and then we'll come into that left-sided, what's basically a warrior pose, and work some of those stretches within that. Good first set of standing. Good time to take a few deep, slow breaths, mindful breathing. Or grab some of our water here. And then we'll get back in a few seconds right into our second set of standing. We know we got marches coming up. We got our right side hip raise. We have, then we'll do our calf raise, which we know very well. Then we got our hamstring curl with the right leg. And then we'll come into our warrior pose on this side, going our arms out, reaching up overhead, dropping down even lower if we can. That'll be the progression, going as far into it as you can. If it's enough work just to get into that warrior pose and stand there for 40 seconds, that's fine. That's where you are. That's the best thing you could do today. That's great for me. That's all we're looking for. But let's get right into those 5 exercises. Then we got a meditation coming up. So let's work hard for 5 sets. Last round of standing, getting into the marching exercises in 3, 2, 1. Nice high with those elbows, nice and high with the knees. Working hard for 10 here, guys. 10 more seconds. Last time we're marching today. Give it all you got. Working for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. That's our first exercise. Next up, it's going to be that hip extension out to the side here. Using the chair for support. Squeezing that outside of the hip. Those glute muscles. Feeling those engaging as we go for 40 seconds. Good squeeze with that muscle, working the mind-muscle connection today. We'll get into that in 3, 2, 1. 5 more seconds here. Good last few reps, everybody. 2, 1. Excellent. Next up is going to be our calf raise. We know the options here, whatever you're most comfortable with, but always remember to coming up really fully onto those toes. Good squeeze with the calf muscle. Fully extend back into the ground. The calf muscles like a good stretch as part of the exercise, so it makes them nice and strong. So let's get into that in 3, 2, 1. You guys get going. We're going together. Uh, 10 more seconds, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Great work, guys. Couple more exercises here. We're going to work our hamstrings. Our right hamstring on this go. Right side, good squeeze. Feeling that squeeze back in the hamstring. And fully putting our foot back onto the ground and making sure that hamstring is fully disengaged to get a full range of motion on this exercise. Good strong squeeze, good mind muscle connection, good posture, good breathing. We know the basics. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Ten more seconds, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Great work. Last 20 seconds of rest. We're going into our warrior pose. Start to get set up in a few seconds whenever you're ready. But just a reminder, my left leg is going to be pointing directly away from me, straight out away from me. My right leg is going to be off at a 45-degree angle. We're going to work through a few different poses. That chair is more towards the front of my body. That's where more of my weight is. So I always want that chair where I can support myself. You should start to get into this pose now. And then we're going to work this for 40 seconds with a few different variations. But if just staying here is the whole workout for you, if you're feeling that left leg working nice and strong, right leg, back leg is in a bit of stretch, that's fine to hang out here. But everybody else willing to move forward. Again, those arms, nice parallel. Turn the palms over. And then using that chair for support, we can reach up overhead. Able to look at that palm, but still breathing nice and deeply. Breathing steadily, going deeper into the stretch on the exhale. So if we're ready to go a little bit deeper, final move of the day here, using that right leg for support. Left arm is going to drop down in line with the knee, going down towards that foot. And if we could even reach up overhead, that's a great position to be in. But whatever version of this you're on, let's just hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Returning to center. Returning to relaxation, returning to good posture in a nice, calm, gentle manner. And then we'll return back to our chair as well, ready to go into a good mindfulness experience. Let me adjust my camera. Excellent time for a little drink of water. Excellent. And today we're going to do another experience of progressive muscle relaxation, a good mix of a physical relaxation, of almost sort of a massage, of a good deep stretch in some ways, involving our body, involving our muscle groups, but also involving a very good amount of mindfulness, of meditation, of deep breathing. And we could really turn this into a deep mindfulness exercise, not just sort of going through the motions of the relaxation, which is certainly a perfectly good thing to do. And it's great for relaxing before bed or anything like that. But if we really try to apply our mindfulness techniques, letting go of distractions as they arise, falling deeper into a steady rhythmic breathing, focusing in on that, letting, any distractions, fears, worries float away, noticing when we do become distracted. All of those basic things certainly apply here as well. But basically the basic sort of structure will be, I'll tell you just to flex a particular muscle group in a particular way. So raising our toes off the ground, flexing our ankles, extending our legs, squeezing our fists or our biceps. And as we do that, I'll invite you to take a deep breath in. So you'll take the deep breath in, you'll hold the breath and the tension for a moment. And then with a calm exhale, you'll release that tension and feel all of the tension going out of your body, falling deep and deeper into a deeper relaxation, a deeper breathing, a deep full meditative experience. So we'll go right into that. But let's just start by finding a comfortable seated posture. We'll want our feet flat on the ground. But we want to be sitting upright and alert. And just begin by noticing how you feel different from the start of the class. Just notice your body and what it feels like after the last 40 minutes together. And see what it's like to be on the other end of a workout. Breathe in deeply through your nose, allowing your stomach to expand on the in-breath. Hold that breath for a moment. Calmly exhaling out of your mouth. Breathing in peace, calm, and relaxation. Breathing out fear, worry, or anxiety. And then taking a deep breath in through your nose, I want you to point your toes up towards the sky, leaving your heels flat on the ground, flexing that front part of your ankle. And hold a deep breath with that tension in for a moment. And when you're ready, calmly exhale out of your mouth and release the tension in your ankles. And then taking a deep breath in through your nose, I'd invite you to raise your heels up off the ground and squeeze your calf muscles gently. But hold that deep in-breath and that tension for a moment. And then calmly exhale, releasing the tension in your calves fully. Continuing to breathe in deeply and steadily. Letting any worries or distractions float away. Feeling that relaxation continuing to move up through our body. I'd invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you do so, extend both your legs at your quads, full leg extension with your toes pointing up to the sky. Hold a deep breath in with those legs extended. And then with a calm exhale, let your feet return gently to the ground and release the breath fully out of your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, holding for a moment, and breathing out gently. Then I'd invite you to bring your awareness to your glute muscles, the butt muscles. And taking a deep breath in through your nose, squeeze and tense your glutes. Hold that tension and that breath in for a moment. When you're ready, calmly exhale, releasing the tension fully from your glutes. Continuing to breathe in deeply. Breathing in peace and calm. Breathing out all worry and fear. And then I invite you to bring your awareness to your stomach. And taking a deep breath in, clench your stomach muscles. Pull your belly button towards your spine. And holding that deep breath in for a moment, release the tension and the breath. You're feeling more and more relaxed. Your mind is clear and focused. And then you can bring your awareness to your arms. And I invite you to clench your fists and your biceps, squeezing the arms, feeling the tension. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, holding for a moment, and then gently releasing your arms back down to your lap, feeling all the tension release as you slowly exhale. And then I'd invite you to raise your shoulders up towards your ears, squeezing those shoulder muscles, the neck muscles, taking a deep breath in through your nose at the same time, holding the tension in the breath. And with a calm exhale, let your shoulders fall back down, releasing the breath and the tension. And then I'd invite you to bring your awareness to your face. And taking a deep breath in, I'd invite you to scrunch your face up, squeeze your eyes, clench your ears, whatever you could do. Bring the tension to your face. Hold the tension and the breath in for a moment. And then with a calm exhale, release the tension in your face. You could gently open your eyes, returning to full awareness in this room. And you could gently shake or wiggle anything out. Stretch if you need to. Returning to full awareness in this room. And concluding with a sense of gratitude for our session together. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for always being here with us. And I'm sure we could take some questions or comments.